Welcome back from spring break, Gusties. I'm Carl Cronin.
And I'm Jasmine Hayden. Hopefully, this is our last winter episode of GAC TV.
While most of us sat at home in our pajamas for spring break, several Gusties migrated down south to build homes for Habitat for Humanity. Our news director, Ava Gepfert, gets more.
Most of us are aware of the wonderful work that Habitat does during spring break. But after sitting down with the co-presidents and advisor for Habitat for Humanity, I learned that this organization is much more than just doing work in warm weather over 1 week. They strive to do advocacy work throughout the entire year.
Habitat is a nonprofit focused on building affordable housing for people who aren't necessarily in the best situation, and so it's actually worldwide, and like 90% of what Habitat does is outside the U.S., which is insane to me because we do so much in the U.S.
Habitat really makes connections between the volunteers and the people who are receiving the homes, or other people who are working in Habitat, even like full-time, like making connections with those people, really bridging the gap between people, those who have and those who have not, realizing that there's really not a gap, that it's made up, actually, and just making those connections. That's my favorite part of it, and all those relationships, I think, will stay with us forever.
We have a campus chapter. St. Peter, or Southern Minnesota, has an affiliate chapter, and so we work with them in various ways to do builds around here, but it's also an opportunity for us to get away from Minnesota for a little while and actually see what work is happening in other places. So, you know, this year we were in Tennessee, we were in Alabama, and we were in South Carolina, and so it's an opportunity for us to connect to other communities and see, okay, what is it like in other places? Are we experiencing the same things? It's an opportunity for us to experience other cultures.
This year especially has been a huge transition year for us because we've kind of made an emphasis. We have 3 goal words: connected, meaningful, and visible. And so everything we do has to relate to those words or we won't do it. And so our goal this year was to just kind of, there's this big misconception that all we do at Gustavus for Habitat is the spring break trips, and that's not true. And so we wanted to kind of fight that stereotype. So this year we've had a really big emphasis on reflection and mentoring, and it's just exploded, and it's been so, this year's just been wonderful since then.
And that this year's Habitat crew has been really pursuing is the advocacy piece and getting more people involved in just what is poverty, how does Habitat work, what is the mission. You know, most students, what they know about of Habitat is the spring break experience. So adding fall break, adding some of these advocacy, you know, this upcoming week we have Act Speak Build Week. So we build the shed out on the, but they're also having speakers and they're doing different things. So this crew in particular, I think, has been really proactive about spreading the word about Habitat, and it's been fun to watch and fun to be a part of.
We have this common purpose. Everyone I've been on, we really just connect and we form a really unique friendship. Each trip is different, just based on those unique people.
I think one of the things that is unique about Habitat is that, you know, there's a bazillion different service organizations and ways to give back to your community, but what Habitat does is it's focused on building a relationship just as much as it's focused on building a house.
When we go in, we feel a lot more like we're actually in community with people and that we're experiencing community. So we're very intentional about sitting down over a meal.
I think every trip I come away with something that I didn't even expect to, something I learned about myself or learned about other people or the world or something, and they keep building on each other. And that's just from the trips. Doing more local things, I think, really helps me understand that there's poverty right here.
I think a lot of people have a lot of just misconceptions about what poverty means and what it looks like in the U.S. especially. And so we do a lot of reflection with our meetings and with different trips and everything we do basically. And just kind of getting people to think critically about what that looks like in your own life and kind of the connections between our world here in the Gustavus bubble and what it looks like to be in that situation. And I think a lot of people come away just being like, wow, these people are just like me. That is my friend now. And they just had some bad luck, and that's how they got into that situation. So
for some, it might be as simple as, I've never used a hammer before. I don't know how to hit a nail on the head, and they learn that skill. And now, you know, when they are in their apartment or their house or whatever, something breaks, they're like, oh my gosh, I know how to fix that. You know, it can be as simple as just learning basic basic maintenance, basic construction skills, all the way to, oh my gosh, I never understood how important this was to me in my life and who I am as a person.
And also different things just kind of just started a conversation around like why this stuff is important, what poverty means, what the idea of home means, different things like that.
I tell them what I do, and not the touristy things that we do while we're there. I tell them the worksite stories and things like that, to really, so they get a feel for what actually volunteering is like. I think that really makes more impact on people and helps them understand what a trip is about, what volunteering is about.
I think that it's something that you can get involved in very easily. If it's something that you want to do, there's no shortage of ways to be involved. Like, we've been talking about, there's advocacy opportunities, there's opportunities to go on spring break. It's open to any student that wants to do it. Fall break, shed builds, habitat builds. We want students to be engaged.
So join the Habitat for Humanity crew with building or otherwise attending their events during Act Speak Build Week. Their first event is on Sunday with all-you-can-eat soup from 1 to 4 at Patrick's. Reporting for GAC TV, I'm Ava Gepfert.
Carl, what did you do for spring break?
I went up to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan and spent the time skiing with some friends and staying at a cabin on a lake. How about you?
I avoided all things winter and spent my time in the California sun. Our reporters Sophie and Elena asked what other Gusties did during their spring break.
Hello. Hey. What did you guys do for spring break?
I was on campus.
You were?
Working, running track.
Working with what?
Post office.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Any mails get done?
Yeah, it was pretty boring.
Yeah, I was in Colorado for my spring break.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you do? Did you climb the mountain? There's mountains there.
Hiking
around?
I hiked for a little bit.
You did?
Yeah, climbed the mountains, spent some time in downtown Denver.
What did you do for spring break?
I dog sat a pug.
Pugs are the best.
And they snort. I know, right?
How old is this pug?
Really old, like 12.
Is that here in St. Peter or where was it?
Chaska, Minnesota, where I live.
Hometown, that's awesome. Yeah. Thank you guys.
What did you do for spring break?
I worked at home. Yeah, I'm a waitress.
Okay, what did you do for spring break?
Spring break, I went to South Beach, Florida.
Beautiful. What'd you do there?
Hung out by the beach, beach body workout, hung out a little bit, danced, had some fun with some friends. Good time.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
It was.
Yeah.
A lot of homework too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you also dyed your hair?
I did. I was getting bored with brown hair, and I like color in my life.
What did you guys do for spring break?
I went to Colorado with my roommate, and we went to Woodbury too. That's where she's from. Yeah.
Awesome.
We went to a Moroccan restaurant.
You did? In Colorado?
In Colorado.
Was it as good as the ones back home?
It was pretty good. They were pretty authentic, yeah. They've been around for like 36 years.
Awesome.
What did you do for spring break?
I was sick. I slept all of spring break. So that's it.
What did you do for spring break?
Well, I mostly just stayed home, but then on Wednesday I went to the Mall of America.
Ooh, did you shop?
Yes. Oh, yes.
How much did you spend?
Oh gosh, at least $50.
Oh, that's nothing though. That's good. Well done. Good for you.
Yes.
Easter money. Easter money. Yeah. What did you do for spring break?
Went up to Morris and hung out with my best friend who's up there.
Awesome. Awesome. Nice.
What did you do for spring break?
I went to California with the tennis team. Had a great time. Played a lot of tennis. Hung out by the pool.
Tennis?
Oh yeah.
One, yeah.
What did you do for spring break?
For spring break, I hung out in other people's dorms.
Really?
Really.
That is awesome.
That's all I did.
Here on campus?
No, I went to Wisconsin and hung out at a whole bunch of other campuses with friends.
Stop what you're doing. Tell me what you did for spring break.
I did a staycation where my parents and I went to downtown Minneapolis, stayed in a hotel for 2 nights, and had a wonderful time with ourselves.
Sounds beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
How was the weather in Wisconsin?
Warm, but everyone wore lots of coats, and the whole time I was out there in like a t-shirt and jeans, and everyone was staring at me strangely, and I was like, it's 55 degrees. Why are you still wearing coats?
It's okay to not wear a coat. Awesome. Thank you.
And that's all we have for you tonight, Gusties. I'm Jasmine Hayden.
And I'm Carl Cronin. Goodbye, winter Gusties.
Hi, Elena. Hi. What did you do for spring break?
I sat on a couch. I ate some cereal.
Good. Was it good? The cereal?
Cheerios. So
They're the best. I like Frosties, though.
it's debatable. I watched TV.
Solid.
Mm-hmm.
What TV?
I watched some Breaking Bad.
That's a good show.
Mm-hmm.
I would have watched NCIS, though, but whatever.